Right, hopefully we're back. It's a bit warm, isn't it? It's a bit warm, but hopefully everyone's going to find their way back. So I've just put another ball out on the pole line, chuck the feeder out, going to give it 5 minutes, and then get back on the pole. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and catch, excuse me, what I'm going to try and do is catch as much as I can on the pole until the last hour, and then I'm going to sit on the feeder for an hour. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not catching enough on the pole, I don't think. It's tricky. I'm a bit unsure in terms of my match plan. What I need is that feeder to go right now, and I don't need to worry about these things. It'll help me work it out. I should get some more chop worm ready. I did check, I was streaming on a higher bandwidth. I was streaming on a 1080p, so it was probably a bit struggling. I didn't realise I didn't turn it back down from when I was fishing the day in the town where the signal's better. Right, chop this worm. Put that on that short line in a minute. Have another quick look on there. It's slightly sideways so you can see the feeder. Whew, it's warm. It's warm and these cameras don't like the heat. I'm surprised that one's still going. Good job, camera. Just gives me enough time to find out if there's a fish sitting there, and if there's not, just to introduce a little bit more bait. I think this is a fine approach. Last week when I had 2 bream, one I sat there for quite a while, but one I had it pretty quickly. The thing about what could happen is that, you know, you can put some bait there, there's no bream to eat it, but then a bream comes along and then you want enough bait to keep them there for long enough so when the next time you put the feeder over the top, there's feeding fish there. So I think this process of just putting something at the start and then having a little look throughout the match is probably the way to do it. If I'm not going to go full on, right, that's it, I'm just going to fish the feeder for the day, because that is another option. You know, I could do that as well. a couple more minutes and then I will move that. That foal is absolutely burning up despite being in the shade. Right, you've had long enough. Right. Chuck worm and some caster. And there, a few chucks on the pole, and then I'll come and have a look on it. What would solve it all was if some bream just came along and sat on this pole line. That would also solve my problem. I'm deciding what to do. Some bleach there. Yeah. Right, one more chuck. All right? Yeah, a couple of pound of bits. Yeah.
Yeah, we normally fish here, so do it
Yeah, stamp's small today. There's a lot of bleak about. I've had one decent roach, but that's all.
Had any decent skimmers or anything, no?
No, not a skimmer in sight.
No?
No. Chucked the feeder out a couple of times, nothing there, but
You what, sorry?
I've chucked the feeder out a couple of times, but no good. No good. They're catching up there, do you know?
Yeah, it was a few people. Guy at the pipes was bringing out regular, like every cast sort of thing. Nothing big, but he had one decent roach while I was there. Apparently the guy that at the first swims had £5 or something. Had £5 early on.
It's one bream.
Yeah, maybe a bream. Bright for the bream, isn't it? Hot
Yeah.
bright.
It's not what I would call ideal. It's a bit hot and bright for me.
Yeah, at least down the bottom there they've got some shade.
They shade in the trees, right?
Yeah, once you get to the face now, it's all in shade. There's hardly any boat traffic last weekend.
Yeah, it's alright.
At least you've got a few features in this bit here.
Yeah, I've had one perch short. I've just fed it again, chopped worm. I'll go down there in a second.
Alright.
But
Yeah, we've had some perch.
yeah, it looks very perchy, that weed line. They're just
Up in the other field, one mate was fishing for the next peg. He had £5.13 out of here a couple of winters ago.
yeah, he said the fella next door.
Yeah. Nearly top 15 of the
Yeah, I've had them up to 4 up at Abingdon, up towards the lock.
Oh yeah.
I've caught off the corner of the pub. Huh? At the Nag's Head.
Nag's Head.
Yeah. I've caught off the corner of that. Decent perch, and I've had perch. Good perch up by Tiger Island, up towards the lock.
Did you have any barbel up there?
No, but I've not really fished. I've not fished for them, you know.
Yeah.
I don't really think I'm going to catch them trotting a stick float down. There's too many things to do.
Wrong time of day for me this match anyway. I like to get a match done. It goes dead here, doesn't it? About 1 o'clock for a couple of hours. Generally.
Yeah, it's just when people can do it, you know. Best fish in a while. I can catch them one a bung, I'd be happy, but yeah, yeah. It'll be like this for 2 or 3 fish, and then it'll just get a bit patchy again.
Yeah.
I think they just work their way through the loose feed and the ground bait, and then I need to top it up, but I'm trying to work it out. I don't want to overdo it. Yeah, I'm just trying to get that balance right. But I put another ball in just a minute ago before you came, because it was getting a bit patchy, and then see they come back. If I can keep them coming, I'll be alright, but they won't stay. But anyway, it's my job to try and make them stay. There's enough fish there.
That's the good thing about being on the pole, is you're on the same spot every time, aren't you?
Oh yeah, you can't beat it for accuracy. And they're sitting just on top of where my feed is. That bait's gone doof, straight down to the bottom. It's not gone anywhere. But I've cupped it in.
Oh, you cupped it in, did you?
Yeah, I bought it to start with.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind, it's a better fish.
So you want a little bit of spread.
I want it to spread a bit. In fact, that's my best fishable perch. So yeah, so I bought it to start, and then I cupped it when I topped it up. If it stays like this, it's alright. It's just noticing when it's just noticing the point at which it goes slower to then refeed it. Should be alright, a bit weird. Then refeed it to be sort of, you know, optimal bites, you know. Oh, she thinks I have an extraordinary long pole. No. No. That's what my viewers want. So that's what my viewers want. I'm streaming it to YouTube. Oh, yeah. Nothing like a bit of action on the pole. That's what people enjoy. It's a bit more interesting than sitting watching carp rods that don't do anything.
It's true. I love the old fishing nights. You just never know what when that goes, that float goes or whatever. You just never know what's on the end, do you?
Well, you know, there's nothing to stop a bream just happily coming along and fishing double maggot. You know, it will think it's fair game, you know.
Yeah.
I've got a bleak on the end of there. See the way that bottom number 8 shot doesn't sit properly, and then the float doesn't sit right. Oh, it has shredded them.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, because I'm fishing with 2 droppers, got a bulk and then 2 number 8 droppers.
Yeah.
They've all got to be down for the float to sit properly, so you can't see any of the black. And if a bleak grabs it, it's telltale because
Oh,
it doesn't sit right.
It sits at an angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it goes down like now. It should sit relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Now it's okay.
Yeah.
If a bleak grabs it, then you can just see the black bit on the top.
I don't want a telescopic look with me. I'll go up the way a little bit.
Yeah, we're on till. What time are we fishing till? 3? Yeah. See, it just sits right, so that's everything's down nicely. Which only what happens is I'll get a bite, strike, there's no fish. Then when I go back in, you'll see the float doesn't sit because the bleak's grabbed it on the way back down. Although just takes a little bit of getting used to reading it properly. See there, you see the black?
Yeah.
See the black's there, so I know there's a bleak hanging on the end of it. Yeah, it's too long, the float should have got down by that point. If I can catch at this rate for 2 more hours, then I'll be able to compete with a £5 bream. I just got to keep it up. Just got to keep it up.
Like you say, you might pick something up, you know, decent size.
There's no reason why it wouldn't, you know what I mean? I'm fishing 30 metres out in 8 foot of water.
Yeah. I was going to say, I didn't realise it was so deep out there. I mean, I normally fish off a feeder, so.
Yeah, it's deeper than that on the feeder in the middle. I'd say I reckon it's probably another 4 foot on that in the middle. See there, now's a prime chance that the bleak will see it on the way up or on the way back down, which it hasn't done, thankfully. They're getting better. Surprised I've not had a pike visit yet, but what's that, dace? Yeah, dace. No, they're a bit splashy though. I'm surprised. I just fully expect one to come up from here and just slam into it, regardless of how quick I try and do it, you know. This is a nice little run of fish. Oh, don't go slow, mate.
Carry on like that, you'll have a decent return, aren't you?
Should be alright, should be alright. So just then it's just gone a little bit quiet, you know, just that last fish. Took way longer than the other ones.
Making them tug and fall for it, there's a chance you get a decent perch or roach off that with it like that as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hopefully there'll be some decent chub over the winter this year with how many brought out already? Small ones?
Yeah, lots of chublet, little chublets for sure. Had a few in the winter last year to £5.
Yeah. Well, maybe I had one up at about £8.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't have them that big.
Nice fish. Couple of seasons. So that bait is putting in there when it's getting closer to the sun. You'll fish that, or
I'm just putting bait in there to try to track some perch or some fish there.
right, okay, so if you see it,
For when this stops,
yeah. Just to set up.
I've got somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always got to have. It's hard on a river, but generally I've always got to have fish one place, be lining up the next place.
Yeah.
See there, I just had a little indication, there's another one there, but those bites have taken just a bit longer than the ones earlier, and it just makes me feel that, you know, and then I'm catching bleak, not roach. They're just...
Do you think maybe your ground bait's run out there, or?
Yeah, it could be that they've just cleared it out. They've cleared it out of loose feed. And then,
They're going to be a bit more fussy, aren't they?
yeah. Or it just wants a rest, you know?
Yeah.
That's the other thing. But yeah, if I don't get a bite straight away, or relatively quickly, good fish, needs to be another roach now. If I have to wait, and it's a bleak I have to wait for, I'm going to put another ball of ground bait in, and then just check this line here for a minute.
So then if that don't work there, then you'll move, yeah? We'll move to a different
Yeah.
spot, give that a rest for a bit.
Yeah, I'll try that. If that doesn't work, I'll put a ball. See that it's too long for a bite.
Yeah.
It says then he gets a bite. But that's what you got to sort of, when you're fishing a match, you just got to suss. It's too long. I was catching. Now it's too long.
Yeah, you were waiting like 20 seconds, weren't you, getting the bite?
Right.
Even if you weren't catching the fish, you were getting the action, weren't you?
Right. Now it's a little bit longer, a little bit further down the peg, but it's a roach, so I'll go. No, it's not. It's a bleak. So that's exactly what I mean, right? So it's like, right. Now I'm going to top it up again. Just doesn't feel right. Oh. Right, forget that.
Dried out too much.
Yeah. Can't do anything with that. Right.
Ideal measuring implement.
That's what you've got to do. Because you've got to... yeah, and if it works, you've got to repeat it, you know. If you can try and get a ratio. I don't know why that worm's got in there. If you can get a ratio that works. I want to put some extra caster in. Otherwise you come to fish again and you haven't got a clue, you know, you're starting again. Whereas if you measure everything, you can at least say, well, I know I put that much in then and I caught that. So I can at least start there.
The point though is that getting it in the right place, the right amount, and that if you your bait, your hook bait stop. It's a big bonus.
Yeah, I fish the pole feeder a lot in the winter. With a feeder on the pole line. And you can't beat the accuracy. As simple as that, you cannot beat the accuracy. Now I can chuck a clipped up feeder. My feeder's clipped up, so you know my distance is the same, but my left and right's not.
No, but you've got the added thing that just gives it a different presentation, isn't it? Yeah,
but when I'm on the pole, it's the same spot.
Yeah.
As long as I line up with my far bank marker, you know, I'm in the same place. So now this I'm slightly less fussed about it, because I think if there's a perch swimming around there, they're going to see, smell, feel the vibrations of that worm, and they're going to have it. Now it might be a crayfish. I had one earlier.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. There, you see that?
Yeah.
It's not a big old perch grabbing that, because it would... I did shallow it up a little bit, so I wonder now if the crayfish is just having to reach for the worm. Yeah, you see the small little movements on the float, and then it stops. If it was a fish, the fish is going to run off with it. You know, if you watch a video of any perch eating a worm, you know, they just open their mouth, the whole lot's gone in, and that's the end of it. You know, they're not grabbing the end of it. Even the smallest perch are just inhaling the whole thing, you know. Yeah. I can just give it 5 minutes, you know, I'm waiting for that. Just waiting for that pole line to come back on it, settle on it again. That's the plan.
Yeah, so you're not spooking the fish as they come back in on the pole.
Yeah, just let them come in, let them get comfortable. I don't know what that is, and then plunder them, as it were.
So you put a worm on what, for a bigger perch, every sort of thing?
Yeah, I've got a worm on for here. There's something there. There's something that's playing with the worm. I wonder if it's just a smaller fish. You just see the movements on the float. Yeah. So you've got another minute and then that's the end of it. Right, what are we doing for time? What's that? Same again, it's really bright, isn't it?
That's so you can get to the other side.
Yeah, plenty of roach and dace and perch and stuff. I'm just sitting down here to try and catch a bigger perch off this weed, but it's not happening. What, the battery?
Oh, it's just
Yeah, it's just a battery for the camera.
oh, right. Well, best of luck.
Thanks very much.
So you on live feed now, are you? I wonder what
Yeah, I'm live streaming off the chest cam to my YouTube channel,
Alright.
and then I'll take the footage from here and there and then make a little video out of it.
Oh, well, like a podcast stuff.
Like a little 20-minute, 30-minute video of the match. But yeah, of all the things here, I would have thought that was the most obvious what that was. Yeah. I would have thought that was the most clearly recognisable thing. Right. Hopefully, I go back over there. What's that? That? Yeah, that jackery can, yeah. Yeah.
Until obviously the leisure batteries on it.
Yeah. So yeah, I've just my other half's got my other smaller battery pack. So that's what I want. Go straight back out, catch a dace straight away. You know, proper good quality fish. And all it cost was 5 minutes of waiting and another ball of ground bait with some more bait in it. Now it's either the ball of ground bait and the bait, or it's that I rested it, but I think it's the bait because I catch so quickly. You know, my view is that there's so many fish there. Now, I guess you could loose feed, but then I'm going to bring them up in the water.
Yeah.
And then they're harder to catch.
Well, they're harder to catch.
And then I'm going to destroy my chance of hooking a bream.
Yeah.
I say I catch really quickly. But, yes, you've got to try and weigh these things and play them off against each other.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, as soon as you lose feed and fish are swimming all over the volume of water rather than heads down on the bottom sort of thing, you've got, you know, it's a lot more, well, there's a lot more chances for you to miss.
Yeah, you're just spreading the fish out.
Yeah.
Spread the fish through 8 foot of water. And then it will be a bigger area.
Yeah.
You know, that's the other thing. Come on, fish, fish, fish. Come on, there can't just have been one dace.